So I was sitting there scrolling on LinkedIn and I came across an article about jobs being replaced by AI based on the research that Anthropic had released. And my first reaction was not fear for myself, but fear for what happens to everybody else. For those that are in college getting their degrees and excited to start their careers. For those who just started their careers and are excited for their journey that lies ahead. And for those who are established in their careers and fearful that maybe they don't have everything they need to stay ahead and to stay with all of the changing technology out there. And the questions that popped up were, what do people turn to when those entry points disappear? When the first job, the first step just isn't there anymore? And then in my brain, something lit up. And the answer that I had wasn't to fight AI. The answer was to know yourself so well that nothing can replace you. And that's a quiet confidence. And that's the kind that doesn't come from a title or a salary or a skill set that can be automated. It comes from knowing who you are. And most people have never actually stopped long enough to figure that out. And that moment is why I built Kaizen. We live in a go, go, go world. Everything is moving fast. Everything demands your attention right now. And in all of that noise, the one thing that never gets time is you. You. Not your calendar, not your inbox, you. So when something like AI shows up and disrupts everything, people panic. Not because the technology is scary, but because when everything is shifting, you need a foundation to stand on. And most people don't have a foundation. They don't know what they value. They don't know how they think. They don't know what they actually want. And the gap shows up everywhere in their work and how they use AI and whether they feel like they're building something or just surviving. So if you've made it this far, you're probably wondering a little bit about me. I work in communications at a pretty big company, and I've been given this title of an AI expert in what I do. And I also help out on multiple AI teams. I have an MBA in data analytics, I have a bachelor's in marketing, and I've spent years at the intersection of how people communicate and how technology evolves because I grew up in the technology world alongside all of the things that we have today: iPhones, iPads, computers, and AI. And more than any of that, I've lived this go, go, go lifestyle. I've job hopped to get to where I am now. I've spent hours learning all these different things that maybe I won't even use later on, but they get me to where I want to go. And I know what it feels like to move fast and still feel like something's missing. So I didn't build all of this because I figured it all out. I built it because I needed it. And that is what this is all about. This is something that a lot of people need, but they don't have. And Kaizen is not something that I created. It's actually the philosophy of continuous improvement, 1% better every day. Kai, if we were to break these down into two words, this is good and this is change. Or, sorry, it's the other way around. This is change and this is good. So you get good change. My mind was working faster than my mouth. Good change or continuous improvement. Whatever, improvement. I'm not going to write down on the fly here. Or this idea of 1% better. And these small wins compound over time versus what we do on a daily, which is called Kaikaku. And Kaikaku is rapid change. And that, in the idea of something relatable would be like a New Year's resolution, where you say that you want to go work out, so you're going to go do it the next day. So what I had built, and what I have put myself through, and I also did something called the Kaizen Challenge. It's a book that you can buy. It's a 90-day challenge. I highly encourage you to try it out. But what I had built is this 28-day sprint. It's not a course. It's not something you watch passively and forget about. It's actually built around 3 ideas. So we have know, and know is who you are. So we will take some time to develop this idea of who you are. This is the most important thing because this is what is going to drive the rest of the sprint. Then we will go into bring. And bring is the self-knowledge. So once we figure out who you are, we will dive into the self-knowledge. And the self-knowledge is what you bring into every AI conversation, every decision, and every room you walk into. And then build. Build is actually the systems, and habits. And the build is actually what is going to take place over the 28 days. So they say it takes 21 days to build a habit. And we are doing this over 28 days so that you will already have the habit established. And then we will help you get to the finish line. And this also helps you have something so you're not starting from scratch every time. So then we will go into the 4 types of acts that we have out of this. So out of know, bring, build, you have excavate. I feel like I spelled that wrong. So this is actually in the same term of, you're digging into yourself, right? So these are things that you never brought up, you never surfaced or put those into words. So we're going to be digging those up and examining those. So, but the actually examine is one of them, but we're going to express before we examine. So this is where you learn to say it. And this is how we figure out how we say it, not only to ourselves, but how we say it to AI. And then examine. Examine is where we test. And this is where we challenge what we found out. And then we own it. This is where you own it. This ties back into itself, right? Own it, and then you're going to take it with you. So after you do these 3 things, you do this. And this is essentially the thesis. It's the quality of your AI output, the quality of your AI output reflects the depth of your self-knowledge. And honestly, this goes way beyond AI because it's about living and working with genuine intention. So here's the rule that I set before any of this gets started. And it's that I will not teach any of this without living it. So before I even launch Kaizen, I'm running through it myself in real time. And I'm not ahead of you. I'm one step in front of you. And I really think that matters because the best thing I can show you is what this actually looks like and not sell you on what this is supposed to look like. So on this channel, you're going to see 2 different types of content. You will see this Minecraft series that's been going on for a little bit now, where I talk through ideas, where I build on Minecraft. Every subscriber gets a house, and it's just conversational. It's low key, and this is just something to watch that gives you a visual while I talk about these ideas. And second videos are like this, where they're just direct, they're concept driven, and I'm not doing anything with a game. And this line right here, self-knowledge equals if I could spell, equals better output. And this line right here, that concept is the whole thing. This channel will always come back to self-knowledge equals better outputs. And if you ever felt like you're moving too fast, like you're moving fast, but you're not moving forward, like you're sprinting on a treadmill, basically. If you ever used AI and you felt like the output didn't sound anything like you, if you ever had a dream, but you couldn't find the foundation to build it on, then this is for you. Kaizen is for you. So if this resonates with you, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.